Greetings everyone and welcome to the Spectrum, and welcome to the Fan Appreciation 500 sub video. I asked you guys what you want to see, and you said that you want to see me react to what I consider, and what some of you consider, to be the best moments of my channel. So, here we are. I've got some clips lined up, with one submitted by a viewer, and we're going to go and just jump into the first one now, completely unscripted and completely improvised. So the first one we've got here is way back when, near when I very first made my channel, and we were still called Three Blokes with Beards. And this is a trailer I made for a upcoming series where me and some friends, Kieran, MP Phoenix, and it's called Iron Drake now. But we were going to play through all of the quests in order to get the loyalty bonus all of the heists in order in GTA 5 so that we could get the loyalty bonus at the end. Unfortunately, we only ever made one episode because commitments from the other guys came up. But I still made a trailer for it anyway, so let's have a look at it now. I really remember that opening shot taking forever to do because I had a laptop back then which was a lot weaker and a lot more, how can I say this, ill-purposed for what it was I wanted to do. It got to a point where I was using Premiere and there were so many assets in the video that the mouse started lagging and dragging, so everything felt like I was going like this to move it where it needed to go. I'm glad I don't have that laptop anymore. Let's carry on. Just like how compared to everyone else's, my shots look absolute shit. It was fun getting those shots together though, and the guys did like it when it was finished. Oh. Looking back on it now, I can see a few things wrong with it, like that van shot then, the 18 van driving the other way. You could see the character names above their head. There wasn't really much I could do about that one, but I just had to work with what I had at the time. And looking back on it now, I could probably do a lot better, but I still think it's good for someone who is nearly fresh out of university could do as an independent person trying to start a gaming channel. I think that was probably one of the very first things I was proud of when I made it on the channel, when we were still Three Blokes with Beards. Now this next one, I'm not really going to play or talk about in extent because it is a long video. But it is my Mortal Kombat 10 Fatality Showcase, and I thought that I did quite a good job making it look very professional and organised and just attractive to look at. I liked the stills of the characters I did for the... well, not the stills, but I liked the slow motion intros I did for the characters. The intro needs a bit of work because they did try and slow it down and it looks really jittery, but then when it speeds up into regular gameplay, I thought that looked really good as well. I don't remember. I don't think it does, but I don't think it had all the characters available at the time. But that did pretty well on the channel as well, and I was very happy with its presentation. So if you're interested, it's the Mortal Kombat 10, or Mortal Kombat X as I've named it, Showcase, Fatality Showcase. Let me know what you think as well, because I would like to get some feedback on the presentation of that one, because then maybe, if people like that, I can implement more of those techniques I did into future videos. Now this next one, I'm not sure if you can count it as a greatest moment because it's not part of a video I made for the channel, but it was something that I did while playing Metal Gear Solid 5, thought it was hilarious and uploaded it to the channel. There's not really any rules set for this, but I think it was funny, I just want to share it with you anyway. So...
of their clock turned back. They've been warped by the hands of man.
Extraction arrived at Metabase. Mission enemy core. Updated.
They know you took out the scrolls.
So, for those of you who might not know what was going on, there's an old man on my back, and he's like very frail, very old frail. And what happened in the story was that I had to get him out of this mansion where he was being held. Now, as I was fireman carrying him, if you have a gun in your hand, you can still shoot people if they spot you. But if you look in the corner of the video, I have a smoke grenade equipped. So I go out the door, this guy spots me, I start panicking, so I go, alright, aim, because then it slows down the game so you have a chance to headshot them. Why is he not firing? Why is he not firing? Oh, I've got this grenade. Old man! Poof. At the time, I was too in the moment of not being caught that the idea of throwing an old man who's an important NPC at an enemy to stop being caught, and then the guy who was also behind me did not hear a single thing until I started running towards him, was not something I was laughing at. But once the situation was over, I had a sudden clarity moment of, I've just abused an old man for my own gain. That's hilarious. So next up, we've got another clip, and this is just a short one. This was a great moment from the Rainbow Six Vegas, I want to say 2, I could be wrong, but one of the Rainbow Six Vegas videos we did. And back when we were still 3 blokes with beers and Vaughn would play games with me occasionally, we were playing this, and the context of the scene is Vaughn's been pinned down by a guy on a turret, and I'm trying to sneak through a room next to him so that I can flank him and get Vaughn out of trouble. But Vaughn, being the BSU, which is blow shit up, as he likes to call himself, had an idea, and this was the idea.
I got to record 1 minute.
Woohoo! Oh wow, level 70 marksman skill. Oh, that was brilliant. That was totally worth it. I was going to sneak around here and just shoot him in the head. Hang on, can we still see him?
Can you fly, motherfucker?
I sound so much younger in that clip as well. Let's see. I think I was in my coming up to mid-20s at that point. So, I mean, I might sound the same to you at home. You have to let me know. But I miss those days playing with Vaughn. He's obviously got kids now, and he's got a wedding to save up for, and he's got commitments, which means that we can't play as often anymore. But I miss those days. He's my best friend, and I miss playing with my best friend. This next one is also a video I made when I was just bored one day. It was back when I was trying to grow the channel at a hasty rate because I was still quite young, still trying to find my feet on YouTube, and I just wanted, although I was enjoying making the content, I was wanting more people to see it because I want to make people happy, forget their troubles. And this was one video I gave a go. I did enjoy it, and I wanted to make more, but I never made anything again like this. Maybe I should. But basically, it's a video of moments in Gears of War that I've done, but replaced the drones with Homer Simpson noises. And I thought it was pretty funny. Some people thought it was funny as well, but if you want to go and watch this, it's just Gears of War 5, but all the drones are Homer Simpson. So this one I'm not going to talk about either, because it's also very long, but this was when I rebranded into Spectrum Z, and this was the first time that I was wanting to do content which was more talking about games, because while I did enjoy Let's Play videos, performance anxiety meant that maybe I wasn't making all the jokes that I wanted to make, or I just couldn't think of anything to say. But this, scripted videos, was a lot more informative and a lot more entertaining and a lot easier for me to do. And I think, in all honesty, yes, I was enjoying it more. So this was when I first rebranded to Spectrum Z, and I must have done really well without realising of choosing Micromaniacs, which is my #1 favourite game of all time, because this racked up a huge amount of views for a channel of my size at the time of about, I think I was just short of 200 at the time, of about, I think it was like 800 within a few days, and it's still doing really well today. I'm very thankful for everyone who's made that happen. Thank you all so much. It was a massive confidence boost at the start, even if it didn't last long because I have depression. It's fantastic, isn't it? But I am very happy with how that's gone. I just wish the rest of my videos could follow suit, because I want to entertain as many people as I can. And it's disheartening, let's say, when and this isn't a scolding or anything like that. I'm just saying the facts as they are. It is disheartening when you put a lot of effort into a video and it doesn't even break 50 views, and then you do another video, and for a reason you cannot fathom, that's done massively better than your last one did. But either way, that's just a tangent. Sorry about that. But Micromaniacs is still one of my favourite games, and it's also one of my favourite videos on the channel because I think it has historic importance to it, because this is me not jumping ship, that's not the right way to say, but reinventing myself into something a bit more comfortable and I thought was a lot more suitable for me. And I think people thought the same, because that's when my channel started climbing up over the next few years. And now here we are at 500. Thank you all once again. So if you want to go check that out, it's Have You Heard of Micromaniacs? Got ourselves another game clip here. This one is brought to us by not a viewer, and it was me who recorded it, but really, we have to thank our Lord and Saviour, Todd Howard, the man who has mastered the art of failing upwards, for this clip. It's an average day in Skyrim. That poor mammoth.
Please, someone do something.
And there's the icing on top. Todd Howard, the man who has mastered the art of failing upwards by producing shit and letting everyone else fix it. Now we come to my one of the first times my beloved wife, Akka, came onto the channel and played a game with me. So she is a dinosaur fan. She's a fan of a lot of things, but I wanted to show her some of the games I've played before. She's dominantly a PC player, but I was curious to see how she would do with console games. So I thought, first game should be something featuring something she likes. Dino Crisis. That could be a good one. So I booted up Dino Crisis 2, and there's quite a few good moments in that one, because I'm just going to say it, we were being cute together, but also there are a few moments in it which spawned a few memes that we say to each other to this day. I think this one is my favourite one that we came up with together.
It looks like a pathway.
We'll figure out what the other buttons do first before you carry on, because I don't want you to find your first fight and then you start spinning in circles going, how to fight?
How do you fight? How do you fight? Oh, I was trying to make him spin while I was doing that.
No, like this. So you find your first dinosaur, it's like, how do fight?
There we go.
So we still say that to each other 5 years on, because we made that video shortly after we first got together, and we normally do it when we're playing a new game and we're trying to figure out the controls or how the fight system works, like in Power World or something. And if one of us is either struggling or we just want to be funny, we'll go, how do fight? It's a joke between us. You might not find it funny, but you don't have to find it funny. But I still smile at this one because it makes me think of when we first got together and then how far we've come now. I love you, baby. So now we've got one which is just a clip from one of my Have You Heard videos. I really need to come back to this game because I am a big fan of the Time Splitters series, and this one, Second Sight, was made by the people who made Time Splitters. It has got one thing I hate about the game, which has the aiming crosshair, which means that you aim up to the right and then the minute you let go of the stick it resets back to the middle. But I am very intrigued by this game and I should come back to it, maybe as a live stream. Anyway, that's another topic altogether. So I don't know what it is about my useless broken brain that makes me think that Homer Simpson noises are the best thing to enunciate pain in a video. But, or maybe, well, is enunciate the right word? I don't care. My mate, brain's broken. No talk good. But I feel like the Homer Simpson noises are the best way to get the message of pain across in a humorous way. So I use them a lot in videos. And this was probably one of my favourite ways, apart from the Gears of War video. And a few people commented to me going, no, this was one of the best ways you've done it. this was a very funny part of your video that you've done in a while. A bit of a backhanded one, some of them said it like. And here it is. If you want to play pacifist though, you can try and scare them off with a magic show. However, I did it wrong, so I killed them with deadly dick kicks.
Ow! What the hell is wrong with you?
Even though I made that video, I'm still one of those people that winces whenever you see someone get kicked in the testicles. Ugh. Now with this one, there are two clips in the same video that I like. So they're both from the X-Men arcade video, which is where I go through an arcade game and tally how much it would have cost me, or me and a friend, or whatever, to complete it. This was me in the X-Men video explaining how the super attack mechanic works, which I still think is very stupid to this day. And it features a clip which I stole, in a very loose term, from one of my favourite YouTubers, Tear of Grace. Because I think Tear of Grace has mastered the art of humorous outrage and anger better than I ever will. So I thought his reaction to something unrelated to this was a very fitting way to portray how I feel about this mechanic. And here's the mechanic in question. These spirit bombs are mutant powers, but using them has an arse backward mechanic. Using an ultimate power drains 3 bars of your life until it is a maximum of 3. Then you can use the orbs for the power attack. Hate my voice in this one. Why though? Why should I have to put myself in near death to use ultimate moves for free? Chances are I'll be dead before I even get to use them all. And when I die, yeah, I get an orb back, but I'll still have to be near death before I can use it. Still and stupid. There's no items to pick up, so it's not like I can heal the damage I'm doing to myself in order to use my free ultimate attacks. So in short...
What's the fucking point?
I do like Tear of Grace a lot. He just masters the art of anger. But still, it is a stupid mechanic. I don't know why they've done it like that, but I just thought the reaction from Tear of Grace there enunciated how I feel, and I've probably used that word wrong again. Now we're on to the second clip with this very, very charming photo of me here. So context before we go into it. I'm talking about the Wendigo fight, and if anyone has played the X-Men arcade game, you know that when you fight Wendigo, he's consistently shouting his own name as he jumps back and forth attacking you. And I thought it sounded like a Pokemon battle. So I made this short little joke. Wendigo, use Claw Slash!
Wendigo!
And just because I've used a legal amount of Pokemon music, even though it's a video game, the chances are Nintendo are now going to sue me for my soul. So that, although I've just hit 500 subs on the channel, once again I'm very appreciative of it, I'm probably about to lose it all now. So, thanks everyone, it's been fun, but Nintendo are dicks. Now this one I do really like because it was me branching out into new territory with board games, because I have got a huge amount of board games. You can't see it, but on the opposite side of the camera, and Finn and Ash of Living with a Ghost can testify to this, I have a huge wall of board games behind this camera, and there's some which are now starting to take up the other side of this room. So I wanted to cover some of these because I'm a huge RPG fan, which is why I've created RP Genesis. If you haven't checked that out, I would encourage you to do so. That you'll find the link. You know where to find the link now. And I want to do some more board games, and I'm disappointed with myself that I've not had the courage or confidence to cover another one. And to try and record such a video as well in this new flat we're in would be very difficult. I'll try, but anyway, getting on a tangent again, sorry about that. But I like this one because, just like the Mortal Kombat video, I thought it was very professional, I thought it was very clear, very informative, and it's one of the very few times I'm actually confident that I have done something good and people would like enjoying it. And very few times as well that I've actually been proud of myself. So I have a friend, Ash, again from Living with a Ghost, who said that from watching this he wanted to get the game and try it. So it must mean that I've done something right. So score for me. But I am going to genuinely ask now, do you want to see me do more board game videos? Because that was a lot of fun to make. but I don't want to do it if it's not going to entertain you, because while I enjoy making videos, and I do often make videos about things I want to cover, I want people watching it to like it as well, because what I like more than making videos is entertaining people and making them happy and making them forget their troubles for a short time. So if you would like to see more board games, let me know. I'll try and work around it, probably get a camera suitable for recording on tables and things like that, and we will get onto it as soon as we can. The 1001 Games to Play Before I Die series, I think, is still one of my favourite series to make on the channel, and also one of my most successful, because it's very interesting going into the histories of the games and how they've come to be, and some are just by chance and some are through love and devotion. The very first episode of 1001 holds a special place because it feels like it's got a lot of importance for my growth, but I also really enjoyed making it. There's a particular clip, which is what I'm going to play now, where, you know, when you're doing something, like you're learning a new skill, whatever it may be, and then you catch yourself do something which you can identify as you've just grown, like maybe you've just had a growth spurt in your skill, or you've turned a corner, or whatever phrase you want to use. This clip, I think, shows a lot of, well, not a lot of progression, but shows a moment where I kind of develop myself a bit more to be more, how can I say this, have more personality in my videos. I'll explain what I mean after this clip finishes, but this is the clip in question. For clarification, I am describing the mechanics of one of the Oregon Trail games.
It makes wanting to go on the trail even more exciting. Ah! Fucking hell! Yes, there's music now. Forgot to mention that.
Now, it might not look like anything hilarious or special, but to me, I think that was the first time I developed the, as some people have called it, sideswipe jokes, where I'll be talking just casually and I'm explaining the mechanic, I'm doing this, whatever, and all of a sudden a joke just comes out of nowhere and hits you. And that being the loud music and reacting to it was the first time I ever did a joke like that, but I thought it was quite clever. And then from then on, you start seeing that more kind of comedic stuff in my videos. So this clip, while maybe not hilarious, holds a lot of personal importance for me because, like I say, it felt like I hit a growth in my video editing and video creating to make something which was more characteristic of me. Enough talking about me though, we're now moving on to the first and only user submitted suggestion of my greatest moments. This comes from Kami in the Discord, or Kami7 on Twitch, and he said that this moment from my countdown of my top 100 favourite video games had him in hysterics, and it's me basically going into a very easy and simple explanation as to why Naughty Bear is one of my favourite games. 96. Naughty Bear. If you go down to the woods today, make sure you're in disguise. 'Cause if you do look cuddly or cute, this bear will gouge your eyes. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, this bear will shatter both your knees. Today's the day that Naughty has a kill fest. Right, alright, so I have to be honest. I can't take full credit for that one. And the reason is because my mate, my other best friend, Mike, he had a similar song, which was a dark tune like that to the If You Go Down to the Woods Today, the Teddy Bear Picnic song. And while that wasn't the song, I changed the lyrics and it was kind of similar. I changed a few lyrics, but more credit should go to Mike for coming up with that joke. But I still thought it was the best way to describe a game like Naughty Bear. And my singing was terrible, I know. And that is all the clips I've got lined up. So I want to finish with a small story. I remember that when I first made the Oregon Trail 1001 video, Shortly after that was published, I put it into a Facebook group where, you know, those Facebook groups where they say they help other people grow, but they actually don't. And I posted it in there, and one particular guy saw that video and messaged me privately saying that he could help me grow, and one of the things was to replace the thumbnails. But the way he designed thumbnails was not very good. It was basic, it had no personality, and it was just cheap. So I stopped listening to him. But I remember one of the things he said to me while we were discussing how to improve my channel. He looked at the thumbnails I've got, which Akka designed of me in my flat cap, reacting to the game that I was talking about. And this is going to stay with me forever, because it was just so flat out rude to say. But at the time, I was 31, and he said to me, "Who cares what an old man in a flat cap has to say about games?" Evidently quite a few people, because now, here I am at 500 subs without his help. So you know who you are, and if you are watching, you can go and fuck yourself right up your own arse several times a day. Because I got here without your help, and I am thankful for everyone who did get me here. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for getting me to 500 subs. I'm going to keep going as best I can with the limitations I've got in my mental health, my physical health, as well as my life. I will do my best to keep entertaining you, because that's the sole purpose of my channels, to entertain you, to make you happy, and forget about the troubles of the world, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for helping me get to 500. It's still something that I can't believe has happened. And let's try and get to 600 together. So thanks everyone for watching, thanks everyone for subscribing, and remember, you're always welcome at the Spectrum.